Hello and welcome to Easy Coding channel. I hope you all are doing well and ready to learn something new by today's lesson. Today I'll be creating a layout like this by using some CSS Flexbox properties as well as with the help of HTML division tag and HTML class attribute. In the description box of this video, I'll be adding a PDF file with the brief discussion of the functionalities of CSS Flexbox properties and the HTML class attribute as well as the functionalities of HTML division tag. If you want, you can simply download that file and keep it as a note of today's lesson. To create this layout, I'll be using VS Code Editor. It's a free code editor. So if you want to learn coding, then simply download VS Code and use it to write your code. So firstly, I'll be creating two files. The first one is index.html for my HTML code and the second one is style.css for styling. When you create these types of files, you have to make sure to add .html or .css, otherwise the computer will not understand that whether it is a HTML file or CSS file, and the computer will take it as a normal text file. Anyway, here I have created both files. I'm now working with the HTML file. Firstly, I'm gonna add HTML boilerplate, which can be done simply by pressing exclamation mark key and then the enter key from my keyboard. If you want to know more about why we need to add the HTML boilerplate, then let me know by leaving a comment. I will be trying to make another video and explain it the functionalities of the HTML boilerplate. So here I have given a title which is CSS Flexbox. This will be my website's name when I will run this code through the Google Chrome. Now the content of the website will be contained between the opening and closing body tags. Anything outside of this body part will not be displayed on the website. Anyway, now I'll add a division tag with the inclusion of a class called container. This division will be our main division. I'll also add three more divisions between the main division, and each of these three divisions will have one class each. So here my main division I have included with the class called container. Now I'm gonna work with the other three divisions. So this is the first division I'm now adding, and I have given a class name red. Now I'm gonna add the content which I want to be showcasing onto the website. So the content I have entered is hello. I'm now working with the second division, so I am including the second division, and of course I will give a class in this division. So the name will be gray. I have added the class name gray. One thing is that when you add the class, it must be in the opening tag, because if you don't add in the opening tag but in the closing tag, when you will add the CSS styling, it will actually not work. Anyway, I'm done with the second division, and now I'm working with the third one. And third one, I have done it. I have given a content name which is world. Now I'm gonna give class in this third division, which I actually forgot. I'm gonna add it now, and I'm gonna name this class is light blue. At the beginning, you saw me that I have created another file which is style.css. Now I have to link that file with the index.html file. To do that, I will add one link tag between the heading tags, and in the link tag, I will add the pathway of the style.css file. So now I'm linking the CSS file. To do that, I have to have two attributes. So the first attribute is the rel attribute with a value which is a style sheet. Now the second attribute will be the href attribute, and in the value section I will add the dot symbol and the slash symbol. As soon as I enter those symbols, the style.css pathway will be pop up, and from there I will just choose that file. So here you go, I have linked the CSS file with my index.html file. Before I work with the CSS styling, I want to save this HTML file and run this code onto the website to see how does it look at this moment. So you have just seen I saved this file. Now I'm going to the main folder which is saved into my computer, and from there I'm gonna open this index.html file through the Google Chrome. So here I am opening the index.html file through Google Chrome. So here you go, this is my website look at this moment before I actually do any CSS styling. So all I can see are just three lines. In the first line it is hello, in the second line I can see lovely, and in the third line I can see the word which is world. So now I will work with the CSS file. To see both files side by side, I'm gonna now open the CSS file next to the HTML file. So here I can see both files side by side. Now I'm going to work with the CSS styling. Okay, now I'm gonna work with the CSS Flexbox styling. So the main class in our index.html is the container, which I have included into the CSS file. You can also notice that along with the class name, which is container, I have added the curly brackets, and now between these curly brackets I'm gonna add the CSS properties and the values. Now the dot symbol before the class name and the curly brackets, these are actually the CSS syntax, and this syntax should be placed properly, otherwise the code will not work. Okay, now I have added the CSS property which is display, and in the value section I have added the value flex. Now to make sure that the layout looks like this, which means the content should be in a column, I have to add another flexbox property which is flex direction. So in the value section I have to add a column. So let me now add the flex direction property. Here we go, I have added the flex direction property, and in the value section I'm gonna add the value column. One more thing you must have noticed that after each values I have added the semicolon symbol. Now you have to add this semicolon symbol after the value. This is also the syntax, CSS syntax. If you don't add this semicolon symbol, your code will not work. Now in the goal image I can see there is a gap between the contents. So you can see after hello there's a gap, and then lovely, and then there's a gap, and then the content world. However, in our current website view, we can see there is not much gap between the content. So after hello and after lovely, there is not much gap I can see in our current website view. So to add the gaps between the contents, I have to add the CSS gap property. So let's quickly do it and show you how does it work. So here I am adding the gap property, and after the gap property I have to add the value. Today I'm gonna add the value 10 pixel because I feel like 10 pixel should be fine to have the layout which I am aiming for. So let me just quickly add the 10 pixel value and then the semicolon symbol. So this is done. Now in the website view we have just seen that our contents are in the top left corner, but in the goal image the contents are in the middle. So to do this I have to add 3 more flexbox properties such as justify content, then align items, and then the heights. So let me first add justify content property. This is also a flexbox property. So let me quickly add this justify content property, and for value I'm gonna add a center. So yes, this is done. Now I will add the align item property. So let me quickly add align items property, and then as value I'm gonna add center again. After the align item property, I have to add the height. So for height I'm gonna add 100 viewpoint. The value will be 100 viewpoints. So I have added that, and now what will I do? I will save this as CSS file, and then I want to see the current website view. So let me save this file quickly. So I have saved this file. Now I will go to the Google Chrome and just refresh the page. So as soon as I have refreshed the page, you can see the contents moved from the top left corner to the middle of the page. Now I will add some more CSS code to have my aimed layout. Let's now back to the CSS file again. Just to let you know at this point is that the class container here is the parent attribute, but the other three are the children attributes, which must be styled separately to get the desired layout. Now I'm gonna work with the class name red and add some CSS stylings. So firstly what I have to do, I have to add the dot symbol and then the class name which is red, and then the curly brackets which are the syntax of CSS. So I have added that. Now I want to give it a background color. To do that, I will add the background color property, and in the value section I'm gonna add the color red. So that's done. Now I will give the text color white. So to do that, I'm adding the color property and the value is white. Now I'm adding the font size. I want the font size will be large, so the value I have added is large. In terms of font weight, I want it to be bolder, so here I'm choosing the font weight which is bolder. There will be several options pop up. You have to just choose from this option whatever you like. Now I will add the width and height. So in terms of width property, I will add the value 100 pixel, and now I will add the height property and give the value of 100 pixel again. Now I want the content of that class to be in the middle. For that I'm gonna add the text align property and give the value center. Okay, I'm nearly there. Now what I have to do, I want the content of the property stay in the middle of the box. So to do that I have to add the display property again and give the value flex. So after that I have to add the justify content property, and the value I have to give is center again. As soon as I have entered the justify property, in the value section there are several values popped up you have just seen. So from there I have chosen center. Now I'm gonna add align items, and then I will add the value center again. From our goal image, we have seen that each content is placed in a separate box, which has border. So to create that border, I am now adding border property, and in the value section, I'll be adding three values. So here I'm adding first the value 5 pixel, and then the value solid, and now I have to choose the color. So if I want, I can choose a different color, but today I'm just choosing the color black. And once I finish that, I have to add semicolon. You have to make sure that after each value, once you finish that, you have to add semicolon, otherwise your code will not work. Let's now save this file and go to Google Chrome to refresh the page and see the outcome of our styling which we have just done in our CSS file. Here we go. As soon as I have refreshed the page, I can see the first content, hello, is in a box, and it has a border which is black, and also it has a background color which is red, and also the text color is white. Okay, now I will work with the second child, which is gray. You can see that I have added the dot symbol and the class name gray and then the curly brackets. And between the curly brackets, I have started adding the CSS properties. Now the CSS properties which I will add here, that will be as same as the first one, but some values will be different. So let me now quickly finish doing this and get back to you soon. Okay, I have added all those properties which I wanted to add. And now what will I do? I will save this file, and then in Google Chrome I will just refresh the page. So I have saved this file. Now I will refresh the page, and here we go. I have gotten the look which I wanted to get, and here I have just changed little value. For example, the background color I have given gray, and the text color I have given black. Other than that, I haven't done much. Anyway, now I will work with the third child, which is the light blue. And in this case, what will I do? I will just simply copy the CSS stylings which I have done for the second child and just paste it for the third child. So I have done it. Let me now save this file and refresh the page in Google Chrome to see the outcome. Here we go. I have saved it and refreshed the page. As soon as I refresh the page, I can see the styling I have gotten for the third child is as same as the second child. Now I will change some values in the third child section. So I have gone to the CSS file again, and now I'm changing the background color to light blue, and the text color will be blue. So I have added the color blue here. Here we go, it's done. Now what will I do? I will just save this file. So let me go to the file menu, and from there I will hit the save button. So it's done, it's saved. Now I will refresh the page in Google Chrome. As soon as I refresh the page, you have seen that the background color of the third child has changed, and also the text color of the third child also change as well. Now what do I want? I want to change the background color of this web page. To do that, I have to do a little bit more CSS styling. Let me now go back to the index.html file to show you something. So here I am in the index.html file. Now here you can see whatever we included between the opening and closing body tags, only those contents are visible onto our website, right? Now, if we want to style our web page, we need to target the body tag but not the elements what we have between the opening and closing body tag. One thing to note that body is a tag but not the class. So when we will add CSS styling for body tag, we don't need to add any dot symbol. We just simply add the body name and then the curly brackets, and between the curly brackets we will add the CSS styling. So what we want to change the background color. So to do that, I have added the tag name, which is body, and the curly brackets, and between the curly brackets I'm adding the CSS property, which is background color. And after that I will add the value, which is a coral, and now you can see I'm adding the color, which is coral. So here you have seen that I have added the value, which is the color coral. Now I am going to save this file and refresh the page of Google Chrome. So here we go, I have refreshed the page. The color I have gotten is a bit darker, so I'm gonna play with the color and make it a little bit lighter. So I have done it. Now I will save this file and then refresh the page in Google Chrome to see whether the color has changed. So here the color has changed. It is a bit lighter now than it was before. So here we go, I have gotten my desired layout which I wanted to create. I hope you have gotten a little idea of how to use the CSS Flexbox properties. as well as understood the functions of division tag and the HTML class attribute. In my next video, I'll be sharing with you how to use the HTML image tag. So see you all onto my next video. Until then, bye bye.